Good morning, members. Welcome to our wedge fitting exhibition. You'll notice we're watching here Christopher Wood, one of our leading professionals from the Wynnum Club. Chris is just hitting a few wedges here just to loosen up a little bit. Now obviously, ideally what we're trying to achieve in the wedge game is designing or getting a clear image in our mind of what sort of trajectory we're looking for, and obviously the distance. So before we have a chat with Chris, let's just watch him hit a couple of shots. And let's point out a few things. One of the few things we will be doing the next coming months is doing wedge fitting days, which is obviously designed, as Chris will explain in a second, about the advantage of getting a wedge or your wedges fitted to your swing, suited to your swing. As Chris is just hitting a few, it's a bit windy here today, but before we have a chat with Chris, you'll just notice from a technical point of view, you'll notice how when he's hitting, he's always sitting a bit more towards his front leg, feeling as though he's got a lot more weight on his front leg. And as you'll notice, his arms and his chest are pretty much just swinging around his front leg. So I might just bring in Chris now. We'll have a quick chat roughly about wedge fitting and so on. So we'll watch Chris hit a couple of shots again from this angle, pointing out how he is keeping his weight more on his front leg there and just swinging around his left leg. Before I bring Chris in, a couple other things we need to note, especially with wedge fitting, is obviously the bounce angle. Now if we just have a little bit of a close in, you can see some of Chris's divots here. There we go. You'll notice he's taking a reasonable divot. So one of the things we do teach is obviously the club's got to come down into the ground, and obviously fitting, it's going to a massive impact. If Chris just lifts his wedge just for a sec, we'll show you the bounce angle on his club. So if I get in nice and close without getting too blurry, that's a 56 degree, and I can't quite see. Hang on, where are we? Oops, there we go, 56.14. So 56.14, Chris. So obviously that's the maximum amount of bounce we're looking for. The bounce obviously designed to help shallow your swing out on the way through the impact area, and judging by those big fillets we're taking down there, we need a little bit of shallowing out with that bounce. So just in a couple of words, what sort of things are you aware of when you're trying to hit your wedge play, whether it's the actual club itself or the ball? What's a few things that influence your wedge game?
Normally I just try and, first I work out how far I am out from the target.
Yeah.
My main thing I always try and do is soft hands.
Yep, very good.
I always try and pick a ball flight or trajectory that I have in mind.
Yeah.
And keep my weight forward and just sort of swing through the ball. So
is it fair to say that, like, when you're hitting these particular shots, are you each time you're trying to visualise a particular trajectory, or? Definitely,
yeah. I feel that's the most important thing, is to visualise the shot before you go in and hit it.
Yeah, so obviously, as you said, we just looked at your club a second ago, you got a 56. So what actually is in your set at the moment? You've got a 50, can't quite see there, 56 degree. What other wedges have you got in your bag at the moment?
I carry another wedge which is a 52 degrees with the 8 degrees bounce.
And is that a shot that you mainly chip with, or is it more for a full shot? Or
52 is mainly for a full shot.
Yeah.
I mainly use 56 for chipping and bunker shots. I don't carry a 60. If I want to hit a high shot, I normally just lay the club face open.
Can you just give us a quick demonstration on how you would, as you said, you'd try and convert your 56 degree into like a 60 degree. So how would you go about it?
Well, I'd lay it open a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because the club face is open.
Yep.
Means the ball's going to start a bit more right.
Yeah.
So the bounce is going to be a bit less.
A bit less, yeah.
And it's going to come out, so the heel is going to hit more first.
Yes, so the club's you're going to try and slide that club underneath a bit more.
And same as usual, and just
yeah, okay, yeah.
A little bit shallower divot as well.
That's very good. Well, listen, thanks for your help, Chris. Obviously, any major events coming up shortly, or?
End of this month, I'm off to Papua New Guinea. I've got 2 tournaments up there. I'm back for a week or so, then I'm off out west again for about a month.
Excellent. Well, listen, all the best with your exploits up there, and we hope everything works out well.
Thank you.
Thanks again for your time, buddy.
Thanks, Matt.
See you, mate.